Okay. Right. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm just going to play around with a few things before the stream really gets going. I've got the deck tracker going. I just need to make sure that it works correctly. Try a different playlist. Go for a slower one. Okay. So I think soon as I start playing, this deck tracker should kick into life. So I'm gonna go for a game. Let's just yeah, let's just go for a ranked game. Oof, the audio of Magic kind of drowns everything out, really. Play first. Okay. So it looks like we do get a Deckmaster extension. Just double check. Doesn't seem to be doing anything though. Hopefully it'll kick into life soon. This hand, we take this. Yeah, we absolutely take this. Oh, I've started with the wrong deck. Okay, I need to switch my deck in the next game because I've still got things like Moment of Craving in here, which I don't really want to play anymore. But we got a decent start. We can still win with this deck. Just have to wait to see what we get. Okay, so he's playing Golgari. Good job. Good job. We did stick with this deck actually. See what we get from this. Never Branchwalker to the bin. Yeah, we'll keep Swamp on top. Play Godless Shrine just in case. Go to the next turn, and then we can gain 2 life off of Moment of Craving, or we can gain 3 off of Absorb. So we'll go for the 2 life. Let's see what he's got. Nothing. Goes to the bin. Good stuff. Isolated Chapel comes out. We are good to go for this. I think this is the deck that I need to be most concerned about with the deck modifications that I'm going to make, because this still falls into the trap of, well, you know, I still need plenty of removal for this. I'm just going to go straight for Teferi, seeing as I don't really have to worry about negate at this point. Oh, maybe I do. Maybe I do. He's got his blue land. Nope. There we go. Teferi comes out. +1. Cool. Untap these two. We've got cast down mana up just in case he decides to cast anything. Sure, it resolves. Double land, that's fine by me. Yep, and then I'll pass into the end of his turn, drop the cast down. Dump it to the graveyard and go into my turn again. Got the Shrink can come out tapped. We'll +1 this. And then we'll go for Thought Erasure. What's he got? Hydro Crisis can go to the bin. Chemist's Insight can stay on top. Gives us some card draw potential. Untap this, untap this. Completely messed with his hand here, which is good for us. We need to make sure we keep the mana up for Absorb here. Because we want to stop any potential Vraska's Contempt coming through. I think we actually counter this now, even though he still gets through. Actually, no. The right move is to Kaya's Wrath, because this is gonna go off regardless. The right move is to go Kaya's Wrath, hold up, Absorb for the removal. You never know, we might actually get single target removal here. And we do, we get cast down, which is great. Watery Grave can come out. We will +1 to Fairy, see what we get. Cry the Carnarium, not so useful right now, but you know, we can what I'll probably do is throw this out now, seeing as it's out there and he's got no mana up. I'm not sure I'm particularly scared of anything from him in the first round, but we get to untap our mana here anyway, so we still have stuff to do. Sure, yeah, that's fine. Let that go through. Sure. Yeah, Hostage Taker. And then is he going to play Branch Walker again? He gets to play his own Branch Walker and filter through his deck some more. He's got 2 land left up. He does. Sure. That's all of his land gone. I think here we do Chemist's Insight. And we're going to dump Hallowed Fountain to the bin. Draw 2 more cards. We've got 38 left in deck. Go to our turn, untap, and drop our Glacial Fortress here, I think. Then we want to throw out Kaya's Wrath. Clear it all. And then I think we go for... We're going to go for a +1. So we want Fairy to stay alive for the most part. Ah, fair enough. If we untap 2, if we use Kaya now, we can hold. We still hold Absorb mana up, but we can only hold up 4, right? So we kind of want to hold more than that up. We want to hold the Mortify mana up, and we want to hold Absorb mana up. So keep that like that. Yeah, there we go. We were all ready to go on that. How do we switch the view on this? There we go. Deck layout. Okay. We'll go for... I think what we got so far is absolutely fine. I think a Mortify can probably come out for like Basilica Bellhaunt. I think we have to try and fit these in here because they are particularly good. Drop in a gate for an absorb. In fact, I might just go 4 absorbs here as counter spells. Then I can fit another Basilica Bellhaunt in. Cry of the Canary I'm going to keep. Yep, rest of it seems pretty fine to me. So we'll go with that for now. Hey Kafey, how's it going? What's up with Artifact? It's dead, mate. It's absolutely dead. Less than 100 views on Twitch and less than 100 active users. So we just got to wait till Valve do their thing and try to revive it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. I got Hallowed Fountain to play. I got plenty of stuff to play here. Goes for the turn 1 Lanoir. That's fine. I think we're probably gonna take a beating here. He hits us for 1. There's the Branch Walker. Here we go. Okay. So, hopefully, we get an opportunity to play this Cry, because this is going to be really important for us now. Hits us for 3. I think here he's got double blue here. So he might have, yeah, ripping Jesus. Yeah, it's it was a pretty bad situation. I think it started off all well, and it's still got a lot of good features that a lot of other card games don't have. So there's promise for it, but they basically came out and said, look, we understand that this isn't perfect, and you know we need to do something to change this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to throw Kaya out. I know he hasn't got a counter spell. Oh damn! I haven't got anything to exile apart from my own stuff. We'll start putting her up the counter spell, up the counters anyway, and see what happens. That probably wasn't particularly beneficial, but. Yeah, should have held my counter spell magic up there. I think that wasn't great. If I'd have held my counter spell mana up, I would have been absolutely fine there. Don't need to do anything at the end of my turn. I'm just going to hold mana up and see what gets played. I think we will probably see a massive Hydra come out here. The Hydra just lets him kind of take over the battlefield and all that good stuff. Oh wow, okay. Kinda want to draw here, so I'm gonna let him have this. I think this round is lost anyway. He has way too much board presence unless I draw a board wipe on my next go, which I can actually play. I'm in a position to play that, so I'm gonna let him do all of this. Then I'm going to play my draw 2 and see what we get. Yeah, I've sequenced this completely wrong this turn. No board wipes, I'm afraid. No board wipes. I think Teferi just has to come out here. I'm forced into playing Teferi because I've played pretty badly up until this point. And I have to get rid of Vivian. Vivian goes to the top 3. No, I really don't want to do that. So he'll send one over to Teferi to kill it. Realistically, we need to draw board wipe on the next few turns to have any hope of survival. Yeah, so there's the 2 attacks coming. Probably see a Hydra now, right? While my mana's down. Here we go. So he draws a bunch of cards, kills a bunch of things. Yeah, I think this is over. One, two, three, four, 5. We can put the fairy down, untap 2. Counter spell. This is just really, really bad. Really bad. It's only going up to 5 here, so he's just going to hit it with the Krasis. Nah, that's over. You gotta find some kind of board wipe there, otherwise just things aren't gonna go well. We didn't see any bell haunts there. Weirdly, Kaya just did not work either, even though it's particularly fine against this deck, you know. Okay, let's just go back in and just see what happens in the third round. I didn't get a particularly bad draw either. It was quite a good draw. Good mix of lands, good mix of cards. Just bad sequencing, and it cost me the game in the end. Just that one misplay. This is fine. I'll do Godless Shine and then I'll go into Drown Catacomb. I've also got my Moment of Craving just in case he plays Llanowar Elves again. Okay. Godless Shrine out, then Drown Catacomb, Thought Erasure. If he plays a Llanowar Elf, that's fine. We see, you know, we see 1 damage. That's no problem at all. I'd rather get something out of his hand, something more powerful. How about this? That seems pretty good. Keep that on top. Got some removal for things that do actually hit the battlefield. Another Llanowar Elves, yeah, gets the double. What else have you got? I think this probably goes. We can deal with the we can deal with the crisis. If he puts the crisis out for 1, I think that's a pretty bad move. But he might just he might just snap this like out, yeah. Oh, of course he can tap his Lana, or else it's not out for 1 at all. Pass into his turn. And then we'll see what happens next. We're probably going to play this cast down on the Hydroid Crisis. Yeah, in response I'll play the cast down, get rid of this thing. I'm fine with him playing a Duress, but he's not going to get my really easy removal out of hand. It's just not going to happen. So he probably discards Teferi here, I think. There's plenty of cards here that he probably wants to get rid of. If he's smart, he might go for a Moment of Craving, because it's the only thing I can actually play at the moment. But the temptation is always there to go for Teferi. Because unless I draw into a land this turn, which is highly likely I'll draw into a land this turn, actually. What did he get rid of? Mortify. Okay. Sure. What else has he got? Oh, he's... Oh, okay, right. Sure. Hits me for 1. Fine. My turn. No land. So we'll probably see a big crisis come out again. And that is absolutely fine. Sure. I think we'll get rid of one of these. Kill one off while we've got the mana up. We're a bit mana stuck here, really. We need more. Yeah, I mean that does the trick. We need one more. Just another black or white source and we're good. And we can get rid of this entire thing. This will be Kaya's Wrath. Kaya's Wrath will go. To draw 2 Duress like that, it's pretty bonkers, considering he's probably only put 4 in the deck. He's done exactly what I did to him at the start, but he's just managed to sequence better. He's managed to go into Find and get all his pieces back, whereas I just can't do that, and I just haven't drawn into land quick enough. The only thing I can do is this. That will go. I should have got rid of Disdainful Stroke, because if I get another board wipe now, I am screwed. I think this is game over. Can't see myself winning this. It's pretty poor performance by me, this, I think. He's got his Disdainful Stroke. There we go. Oh, we didn't have any mana up in the last turn. I should have just played it then. Oh, that was shocking. Those last 2 games were enormously bad performance by me there. Really bad. Let's just go. How is that stream doing? Deckmaster doesn't seem to be working for me at all. We'll keep going. Wondering whether I should switch to my other deck now. What did I have in the decks? Split versus Control. Still ran Cry. Still ran Cast Down. I think that's fine. Only 2 Kayas though. I don't think that's right. Think we'll put Kaya's Wrath in. Kaya. Yeah, Kaya's Wrath, and then hey Becca, cheers man. Does it work for you? It doesn't seem to be working for me at all. It's recording all my games and stuff, and it's uploading my data, but it doesn't seem to be clicking. Do I need more than 2 Cast Down? I've got 3 Mortify. I don't think I do. No, I don't think I do. Home. Oh, maybe it only works when I'm actually playing the game then. So we'll go. Esper versus Control. Only works mid-game. Yeah, fair enough. Good stuff. Okay. Pretty poor opening hand for lands, but rest of the cards are fine, so I'll keep it. Hopefully we draw into a shock land or something. That'd be pretty sweet. Just so these can come in untapped. This looks like mono blue, maybe? Mono blue, the island comes out. Nope. It's some kind of Esper. Some kind of Esper deck. Thief of Sanity comes out. Hopefully use this to our advantage and start ripping some things out of his deck. Oh, he goes for the Moment of Craving. Okay. Cheeky Moment of Craving. Hold 4 mana up for the Chemist's Insight. If not, we'll get the Cast Down out. That's gonna get absorbed. Sweet. That is really strong for me. Hopefully he doesn't just go for another one. Otherwise I am screwed. He does not. Maybe he's got a counterspell of his own that we can draw out here. He does have something. Nice to know the effects of everything now. Yeah, that is good. That is good. I want everyone to be able to read the cards and all that kind of good stuff. So I think probably Kaya's Wrath goes to the bin at the start of this... Well, at the end of this turn. We have to go down to 7 and we don't really need Kaya's Wrath here. If he is indeed Esper. I think we could probably get rid of Cast Down as well. Ditch Cast Down. Draw some stuff. See what we get. Yeah, we got another land. Good. We're going to get rid of a Mortify because we have more than one. So we got a nice hand here. We got a nice hand. We could do with another land so that we can protect a fairy. Oh, look at that! It's like it can. It's like the deck hears me. So we will go to the next turn. We have 2 negates, so we can spare one, which is nice. But hopefully next turn we go to fairy, negate, and protect it. Now you finally get to get where you were able to play Chemist's Insight again. Yes, you can play it from the grave if you sacrifice a card from your hand. So it is very powerful. So we will play Teferi in the hopes that he doesn't just have a handful of stuff. He does not. We will draw things. I don't want to leave myself open, so I'm not going to play Thought Erasure here. If I play Thought Erasure, I leave myself open to like removal. As soon as he sees all my mana go down, he goes bang and chucks the removal in there. Yeah, sure. That's a neat card. Get rid of one of your things. He would have been better getting rid of the... what's it called? Chemist's Insight at the time, but can't you can't guess everything. Yeah, so we got the first round. We did well there. We did well. Get Teferi out in between his counter spells and managed to protect it pretty well. So Cry the Carnarium can probably go. I think Kai's Wrath can probably go. Duress comes in and Negate comes in, so we've got like 4 negates, which is a bit ridiculous, but he's gonna have so many like spells that I need to stop hitting the battlefield that it's gonna be it just needs to happen, really. Probably go 3 negates actually, because I've got the Duress in there as well. Maybe go for -1 to Fairy, put a Lyra in there, and maybe get a Eldest Reborn in there. So anti-control stuff. Make sure that I can ditch his Planeswalkers and things like that. Now he is going to have some creatures now, which is why I kept the cast downs in there. But it won't be many, so hopefully we'll be able to hold one up. I'm going to mulligan that. That's slightly better, I guess. Yeah, we'll keep that on top. Oh, we had to play the Drowned Catacomb out first, damn. I had to do that in the last game though. We'll see what he's got. Lyra, Teferi, absorb, Thought Erasure. Thought Erasure goes to the bin. We need to counter his Thought Erasure with ours first. So he's essentially got like the same starting hand as us, and we know that wow, we can't kill Lyra with cast down actually, which is a bit of a shame. So he probably thinks at this rate that I've got Absorb up. He does have Absorb Mana up, so I'm going to go next. This is going to be a lot of passing turns, back and forward. Tom says, hey, how's it going, bud? It's going good, mate. How are you? Hope you're doing well. We are doing okay here. We're going to play Search for his counter and see whether he counters it. He does. We will try and counter back. Now he knows my counter is gone, but I do have the advantage of. Oh, okay. Maybe I do not have the advantage at all. Goes for Teferi, and a good choice indeed. And he gets to throw his mana back up, which is a bit of a shame. So it looks like my sequencing's pretty out of place here. I don't think this is now winnable unless I get another counter spell. I'm going to try and bait one out of him here. No. Maybe he has another Mortify in hand that he can deal with it with. Get lots of notifications on my phone. Oh, he's got his own, that's why. That's why he was so adamant to get rid of the first one, is because he was setting up his own. And what's he got? Oh, I've got Godless Shrine coming up. So I kind of need protection now. I think we want to play this anyway. Yeah, there is absolutely nothing I can do here. I'm gonna play this out and just see where it goes, but I think he can just go right. He counters Teferi with Absorb now, and then he can play Lyra on the next turn. He can start hitting me for 5, and then kind of like take over the game from there, because Cast Down doesn't work. Forgot Cast Down doesn't work on Lyra. If we get a Mortify, we're okay for a little bit. We kind of need something to get rid of Teferi, really, because he's about to kick off once he gets to his -8. Tom says, good to hear. Toby isn't well, but apart from that, I'm good. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, mate. Is he? Can he get better? Is he okay enough, or is it bad? Keep Absorb on top. Resource says, how's the magic going? Been a while since I was actually around to catch a stream. Yeah, man, it's been going well, you know. It's been going well. It's tough trying to get back to my old self again. But we are slowly getting there. He has another counter spell for this. Hey Ross, how's it going, mate? Ross says, I came to watch the legendary DayC, as Mr. Fatboy said, I praise you like I should. Yeah, so Vraska's Contempt comes out there. We realistically need another land to even protect that, so... And he gets another turn of doing whatever he wants. I think we should probably concede this. I don't think there's any way I can get out of this. Yeah, that's done. Tom says, nice, like 15 years old, so probably getting put down, but he's gone longer than anyone would have thought. Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that, mate. There's not much I can say to make you feel better, unfortunately. The same thing happened to Max when I moved into this flat a couple of years ago, and I know it's incredibly painful. So I hope you grieve, and yeah, and just do your best to you know, keep your chin up. Basically, that's all you can do, really. Bacchus says, what does lifelink do? Lifelink gains life equal to the damage dealt. So Lyra gains 5 life when she hits. I think here the cast downs come out. We go for I think maybe we go for the warrants. The warrants let us throw an attacking creature back to hand. And we go. We're going doing this. So what do we need to do? We need to try and sequence slightly better than we did just then. That is a really good opening hand. We can do lots of disruption with this. We'll take the 2 life initially, and then we'll just duress. Have a look at his hand, see what he's got straight away. Negate can go to the bin. Now we are going to do Godless Shrine out tapped because we know we can play another duress here, and we know we can get one of those Teferis out of his hand. He's got all 3 Teferis in hand. We can play another Thought Erasure and get rid of a second, which is incredibly good. We have a much faster start here. I think we probably get rid of another Teferi here. 2 Teferis to the bin. And yeah, we'll take a Hallowed Fountain off the top. We need more land. We need more land before we can go into our own Teferis. Tom says, cheers, bud. So is this best of 3 ranked? This is best of 3 ranked, yes. So if you win or lose your first round, you play your first round with your deck, and then you go into your sideboard. So you have a sideboard in Magic, which is 15 cards, which you can swap in and out at will. Once you get to that in between rounds position, and it lets you tailor your deck to face the deck you're currently playing. It's pretty much the best TCG system that I've seen anyway. I'm going to counter this so he doesn't get ahead. I'm going to stop him playing stuff. Even though we can't play Alchemist's Insight, that's absolutely fine to me. I'm not overly fussed about that. I'm going to see what else he has. He might counter this, because he probably does not want that Teferi coming out. So we got a negate out of his hand, which is really good for me. Let me just catch up with the chat. Ross says, please help me. Why is there a Team of Reclamation in non-ranked? Because people like playing Team of Reclamation because it messes with your head. Rip Teferi, yeah. That's Tom says that's pretty sick. Feels like it would reduce the feeling of bullshit losses. Yeah, it does pretty much. The only bullshit losses I really get are down to land draw and not really doing what I need to do, based on the mana that I draw, essentially. So let's Chemist's Insight. Let's see if we get this. So he's got another counter spell in hand. It might be an Absorb, and he might be considering using it. Oh no, he's going to go for his own Chemist's Insight. But we're going into our turn, so we're ahead in terms of sequencing right now. We've got an Absorb here, which we can actually play. We do not need to take the life on Godless Shrine. We can actually play Mortify just fine, along with Absorb. So we'll go to his turn. We'll hold the Absorb up, and if he plays Teferi, I might actually leave it and play Eldest Reborn, so that he has to sacrifice it. Will that work? He does have the Mortify, so I'm not going to be able to bring anything back. I think Absorb comes out for Unmoored Ego. This is the card that I do not have in my sideboard at the moment that really hurts me every time. I should pay the right mana. So we need 2 blues and a white. Get rid of that. Go up 3 life. Do I want to play Teferi here? Has he got a counter spell up? It would make sense if he had. I don't have counter spell mana, so I need to do something realistically. He does not have it. Fine. I will untap 2. And I will draw a card. Ooh, hello Kaya. Probably should have taken Kaya out, but Kaya probably wasn't a good move. Kaya gets rid of exiles things with mana cost 1 or less, and also exiles things from their graveyard and then shoots them. It's a decent alternative win condition, but it does help to put it out more against, you know, other things. I may dump her to the bin though, to be honest. Sure, I can't do anything against Vraska's Contempt, that's fine. I think I'll probably dump Mortify to the bin. And then I can play Kaya on the next turn. I'm going to dump Mortify to the bin. Get rid of that. Chemist's Insight, draw a couple of cards, go into my turn. We can play... Got another land. Could actually try and play another Teferi here. So we'll go for this mana, and then we can actually play Thief of Sanity as well. So the people on the right use their abilities until they run out of the number at the bottom. Different abilities, if you look at this one, go +1, -3, -8. So you can actually increase their counters and then deduct the counters based on the abilities that they're using. So this has got 5 on it at the moment, but Teferi comes out with 4. So basically what I do with Teferi is I +1 to draw a card and then untap 2 lands at the beginning of my next end step, which allows me to play instant speed spells on their turn. I can use its -3 to get rid of something on board, or I can use his -8 to start like removing permanents off his side of the board every time I draw a card. So I'm actually gonna go straight for the Thief of Sanity here, now that I know he doesn't have a counter spell in hand, but he goes for the Mortify immediately, which was expected. Visa says, right, yeah, that makes sense. So much about Magic I have no idea about. It's a complex game, mate. It's not easy. Just tune into the streams and follow along. If you've got any questions, just ask, and I'll try and answer them as best I can. We're going to throw Kaya out here. Ross says, get learning from Sensei DayC. Yes, Ross has recently hit Platinum. After a good few lessons, I'd say. He's higher than me at the moment, which is good. Get rid of these Teferis, put them into exile. And I think we can't bring any Teferis back. I should have done an Eldest Reborn there, but I'm going to hold my mana up for Vraska's Contempt, just in case he plays Teferi, which he does. He may have a negate in hand, but that's okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and exile his Teferi. And we do. Tom says, they finally got a Twitch extension, which is nice. These things are sick. Yeah. These are like community developed ones, I think. I don't think these are official Twitch extensions. They are developed by other people. There's quite a few of them out there. Ross says, you got the Deckmaster. I certainly did. Certainly did. What's he got in hand? Let's have a look. He absorbs. He does not want me to see what he's got in hand, which is quite interesting. So I assume he's got a Teferi. Oh, okay, so he's going to go for Thought Eraser and he's going to throw his own Teferi out now, I think. How many have we gotten rid of, actually? We've gotten rid of 3, so him pulling a 4th is probably unlikely. I've seen 2, and I've got 3 in the deck. So Kaya essentially exiles 2 cards from their graveyard. If there's a creature in there, you gain 2 life, but the idea is that you then -5 her and deal a bunch of damage to their face, which is good. Visa says, "Oh wait, yeah, I was thinking about Artifact not having one. My bad. Yeah, Artifact kind of died, unfortunately, mate. It is not good. So we're gonna do 8 damage to his face." Oh, we're gonna play Thief of Sanity. See what he has. He doesn't have his double blue up for absorb, so we get to play this. He probably has something to deal with it though. He's really filtering through his cards hard. Raska's Contempt. Wow, so he's seen 3 of them, right? There's 2 in there, 3rd in there. Yeah, he's really gone all out. I'm actually going to try and bait out this Thought Eraser by holding the Isolated Chapel in hand. So he's going to Thought Erasure, which is great, because we've managed to bait that out. He sees it's an Isolated Chapel, he knows it's nothing, but it's not the point, right? The point is that he had to use it. If we held it up, wow, he's gone for 4 Vraska's Contempt. Okay, sure. Do I have any win cons left? I don't think I do. I think Baka says was thinking it'd be a good bait. Yeah, you gotta try and get it out of hand. Because if you don't, all he's going to do is use it to rip your proper spells out of your hand later on down the line. Another Absorb. So he's seen 2 negates, 1 Absorb there, and then how many Absorbs has he got here? 1, 2. So he's got 2 more Absorbs at least. Unfortunately, he just seems to be ploughing through his deck. There's the Teferi. So if we get Vraska's Contempt off the top, we are good here. I think, anyway. I don't think he shouldn't have another negate, right? Let's see what we get. He's got something. We get an Absorb. This is okay. We'll hold the planes in hand so that we can use the Chemist's Insight at the end of his next turn. Sorry, VC says, is it magic that you lose when you can't draw? It certainly is, yeah. If you deck out, you lose. So that's one of the tactics with Teferi, is once you've got his -8 going, you can start drawing cards out of your deck and start, like, pinging things, like removing things off the board. What his -3 then does is he can target a non-land permanent, put it into his owner's library 3rd from the top, so you can target himself and cycle him back into your deck so that you continuously draw him and just keep removing things. He's got a lot of cards. Yeah, I think we get rid of that. Really see anything that this Unmod Ego card is horrendous, and I really need it for my sideboard. He may negate this. If he negates it, we've lost. So we only have 4 mana left to pull pull things out with. Yeah, he syncopates for 5. Wow. Decline that. Syncopating, man. Syncopating. That is mad. I don't know any Demir deck. Sorry, not Demir. Esper deck that really really still uses Syncopate. He's going to soon find out there's only one more Teferi in there. So it's looking pretty weak for us at the moment. And then we can drop planes to the bin. What else has he got? Oh, wow, he does actually have a Syncopate as well. He's got another Syncopate. So essentially what he's done is to counter me, he's just put in all the counter spells. That's an interesting tactic. We should do it next time. We should definitely do it. I say next time because this is pretty much over. Like, there's no way I can get around this. Because I'd have to protect my creature to actually do something with it. The angel that I've got. He's on 7. If we don't draw removal for this... if we do draw removal for this, we are good, actually. Because we can actually... We need to draw removal for this first. And then... that's all of his Teferi's gone. It's all 4 of them gone. And then we can dig into something that can get rid of Lyra Dawnbringer. That is really disappointing. To get another land off the top. Got lands in the bin. He's just digging through his deck really badly. Vraska's Contempt off the top wins it for us. Ross says, I heard Mono Red is really good. Mono Red is pretty good. So he hits us for 5. He gains 5 life. But that isn't our concern. We want a Vraska's Contempt off the top. Do we actually have one left? I think we do. I think we've got one left, right? Do we hold this up so we can put it back to the top? Or do we play the Sphinx? I think he's going to minus 8 anyway in the next turn. So I'm going to hold this up. I'm going to put this back to his deck. Under the assumption that he doesn't have another counter spell. I mean, he has used literally everything in his deck so far. There can't be much more left. Okay, so he gets his emblem out. There's his win condition. He goes for the attack. Has he got another counter spell? He really does. Wow. Okay. I mean, he has seen everything here, right? But that was his last Teferi. If we can get rid of this, we can win. Unless he has another win condition. He can't have it. He's got 3 in exile and he's got 1 in the grave. What other win conditions does he have? Yeah, sure. And get rid of 1. Hits me for 5. We need to draw something now. We need to draw something that isn't land right now, because otherwise he's just gonna keep drawing cards. He's gonna sort of like, oh, yeah, okay, right. Let's draw stuff. Please don't have another counter spell. Thank you. Whew. Okay. That is not good. That's really not what we wanted. Drop this to the bin. Hallowed Fountain. Draw 2 more cards. See what we get. We can play as counter. And then that will at least allow us to filter on the next turn. He seems to have gone through all of his card draw, and that doesn't count. He's got a counter spell. Oh my god. It's got another counter spell. Did he really only go through 3 absorbs? So, he got rid of that. Okay, fine. 1, 2. Yeah, he went through. He only went through 3. So we'll bait this out now, won't we? This is coming out. Here's the absorb. Cool. He gains 3 life. We take another 5 damage. Do we draw anything of note here? Do we draw anything? We must have some stuff left. I'm sure we must. D for sanity. I'm gonna throw it out there. Negate came in a little bit too late, but it will help us. If we keep Thief for Sanity down, we start dumping things to the bin. It looks like he flopped on that, so he needs to hold his Angel up or have removal right now. Well, of course he has removal. He has this. Oh god, really? Chromium, really? Are we serious now? Have we got any board wipes left? Did I take all of the board wipes out? I think I did, didn't I? I think I took all of the board wipes out. GG. That's a bit of a shame. What did I have left? I don't even know what I had left. Does it tell me on stream? It isn't going to tell me what's left, is it? Yeah, I'm too late now anyway. Oh, very frustrating. Very frustrating to see a Chromium come out as well. You don't really see those at all anymore. It's a very old school card to put in your sideboard. Yeah, I absolutely got mugged there. That was... I absolutely agree, Backer. Totally agree. Let's just double check our sideboard. See what we got. We got the Duress, we got the Negate. Warrant Warden. I kind of like this, but he just had the perfect answers up to this every time. Double Lyra, Eldest Reborn, Hostage Taker. I think that's fine. Yeah, back at it just seemed to be like when he managed to get perfectly onto his emblem and stay above his card limit and play enough creatures to do stuff with enough counterspell protection that it just really, like, you know, it just fell apart really quickly. Yeah, 16 counterspells. Yeah, that was mad. I have never come across anyone who has put that many counterspells in their deck, because you play against other decks that aren't control and it all just falls away. Like, you can't just continuously play counterspells all the time. You have to do other stuff. Let's put our Hallowed Fountain out here. So this looks like Selesnya or Reclamation, maybe. It's not Selesnya, but it is pretty close. Got our Glacial Fortress out. What does he got for 2? Probably nothing, right? I can't see anything else coming out for 2, so I'm gonna what I'm gonna do here, I don't know what he's got. Elf Crab Warrior, yeah. So the Simic fuse DNA together in the story. They're like fuse creatures and animals together. What I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to take the 2. Because 2 is nothing. And I'm going to wait till the end of his turn. Because I don't know what he's got. So I want to see if he tries to put something out. And he does. So we absorb this. We get the 3 life back, we go back up to 21, and we do exactly the same thing on the next turn. We've got our 4 mana, which we can hold up for both Vraska's Contempt or Chemist's Insight. We can also mortify this, we can afford to take the 2 life on this now. That's that turn. So he will go for the attack again, that is absolutely fine. If he goes for the Adept, which gets the 2+1/+1 counters on him, that's absolutely fine as well. Because as soon as he does that, he taps out, and he does. He taps out, so we go Mortify, and we get rid of him. And then we go into our turn. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold up Absorb. I'm not going to use Thought Erasure at the moment because I haven't really got enough land. I'm going to hold up Absorb just in case he wants to play something. And then I'm going to, if not, I'm going to play Chemist's Insight at the end of his next turn. They are very specific in their types. Yeah, we've got all sorts of goodness going on in the new set. So he plays a very powerful creature in Seraph of the Scales. We play Absorb. We gain 3 life. He doesn't get his creature. I'm happy, and I am going to hold mana up for Chemist's Insight or Vraska's Contempt in the next turn. So we've used our cards really well here. He gets another Seraph of the Scales, which at the end of his turn we will just remove with Vraska's Contempt. In fact, no, we won't. We won't remove it at the end of the next turn. What we're going to do is at the end of his turn, we are going to Chemist's Insight to draw 2 to see if we draw into any more effective removal that doesn't target Planeswalkers, because we might need it for later on. I don't know what he plays. And because he can only attack on the next turn, he can't attack right now because he doesn't have haste, we can afford to do Chemist's Insight at the end of his turn, untap our mana at the start of our turn, and then we can play Vraska's Contempt as he goes for an attack on the next turn. I just messed up. Yeah, I just messed up really badly. I was meant to do Chemist's Insight there, and I smashed the next turn button. Don't do as I do. Do as I say. So I think here we are just gonna pass. I said it twice and then skipped. I had like a complete brain fart there. I was talking as if I'd already done the thing I was supposed to do, and then I didn't. So he goes for attack. I'll throw out this. Now I am behind, which is not good. So we know he doesn't have counter spells, so I don't know what else he can possibly do. Oh, so we know he has Graveyard Recursion then because he just wait. Ah, no. So he has killed his own creature here, so that he can get the Afterlife too. 2 damage doesn't particularly bother me. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to get rid of it now. Use Cry to just ditch these. Gain as much board advantage as I possibly can. Could have been in a much better position, but you know, mistakes are made. Yeah, so he has recursion, but he went for the Growth Chamber Guardian. Why did he do that? I am going to Thought Erasure to see what he's got going on. He's got a lot of removal, is what he's got going on. Sure. I'm going to force him to use that removal at the end of the next turn, or in his next turn. In fact, you can use it in his turn. So I am going to... No, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it. I don't need to play that. I know he's got his 2 removal. Playing this into those 2 isn't going to really be effective enough. I'm not actually really removing anything from his hand. We've got plenty of counterspell. He adapts. Fine. She's looking for another Growth Chamber Guardian. We've seen 3 already, so this is his last one that's just gone into his hand. And I think Teferi comes out here. I think we want to get rid of this. I'm going to put it to the top of his deck. Let's slow this down. So this goes 3 from the top. So he'll be able to do his adapt trick. His adapt trick with the next Guardian that comes out. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting Vraska's Contempt, I have to say. Sure. I think we can afford to take another 4 damage. So I'm going to go to his turn. I'm going to take it. And then I'm going to actually throw the Chemist's Insight out here. When he does this. I may draw into a cast down, who knows? Let's try. And draw into a cast down, nice. If not, no worries. I do, there we go, there's the cast down. So he may trigger Adept now so he can search the other one out, but it's a bit pointless really, it's coming out on the top next. So that's all of them gone. Oh, we got one more left coming out, but that's fine. I'm going to play Kaya. Kaya I can then +1 and get rid of some stuff. Gain some life. There's all that life that I wanted back. Pass to the next turn. We're going to keep this land in hand for Chemist's Insight when I decide to get to it again. Growth Chamber comes out. This is probably just a Kaya's Wrath to just get him off the field. Boom. Get rid. Pay the 2 life so that we can play Chemist's Insight at the end of his turn. Chemist's Insight comes out. Right, I think we've got a pretty good stable board position here despite the fuck up. Sweet. We've got stuff going on. Well, we've seen 2 Vraska's Contempt, so let's pray and hope that he doesn't have another. counter spells. There we go. Okay, cool. So he's basically playing an adept deck. We need to deal with that, really. Negate is nice, but it's not so critical here. I think we it's going to put in 16 counter spells. Yeah, 16 green and black and white counter spells. I wouldn't put it past them. I think we keep everything as is, really. I might take a Mortify out. And might take... Actually going to take a Thief of Sanity out because it's not all that useful against this deck. What I am going to put in is Hostage Taker. Lets me take control of his creatures. Which is pretty nice. A couple of alternate win conditions. Hey Memphis, how's it going, man? Memphis says, how come you're tapping lands manually? Sometimes the auto picker messes up, especially when you're playing triple colour. So I like to be able to choose the colours that I'm picking. This is good for the Thought Erasures, but not good for the land. The land are going to come out tapped. I think I might mulligan this. Yeah, sometimes if you want to play 2 or more cards in a turn, or you know, that kind of thing, especially when you're dealing with things like Teferi and Vraska's Contempt, and you know, anything that has more than one colour, you want to be like really specific in the land that you're using. The problem is it's much slower, so yeah. So it has ups and downs. This is a better opening hand. Let's keep this. We will keep the land on the top because we want Chemist's Insight to be played with this land. So we'll go Godless Shrine out tapped. Then we'll do Drowned Catacomb. We kind of need another blue for Absorb. Thief of Sanity can come out next. Get that out nice and quick. He's not played anything, which probably means he has probably got removal here. But that's fine. We did take a Thief of Sanity out for this exact reason. It's not a particularly great card against this deck. He's manually tapping through the steps as well here. So the steps is, yeah, there you go. Assassin's Trophy. I am absolutely fine with that because it means I get to go and search out my other blue that I wanted. Seraph of the Scales, fine. We will go to the next turn. He has taken 2 for a reason there. That is the reason. We will absorb. So we gain 3 life, but we lose 4 off the attack. But that's fine. He didn't get to play his Planeswalker, and that's what matters most. Go to his turn again. We've still got another Absorb that we can hold up. He was too quick on the draw with the Vivian, and he goes for another. So we will do exactly the same here, and we also have enough mana, and the right mana, to throw out our removal. Absorb, gain 3 life, pass to attack phase, go for the Mortify. He should not have anything to deal with this, but he does get his 2 Afterlife creatures, but they're only hitting for 2, so that's fine. I have absolutely no problem with that. Go into his turn. Put a stopper at the end of his turn so I can play this Chemist's Insights and draw 2 cards. Absorb is nasty. Yes, it is, Memphos. It is really powerful, especially when you've got the colours to play it. As long as you're set up well in your mana base, it is really, really strong. It's great against aggro decks as well, because they can play things, you can stop a hit in the field, gain 3 life, and negate the stuff that's on the board, as you just saw there. So I think what we'll do is we'll go into attack phase, let him attack with these. Do these have lifelink? No, just flying. And then what we'll do is once they go into attack declaration, we will play Chemist's Insight in the hopes that we draw something that we can use to remove it. What does he have in hand? That's instant speed. That's got to be creature removal, right? That can't be much else. Okay, there's Cry the Carnarium. That works on the next turn for us. That's absolutely fine. Go into our turn. We can play a Glacial Fortress. Throw down Cry the Carnarium. And get rid of all these. I'm going to keep this Drowned Catacomb in hand so that I can play the Chemist's Insight. The one from the graveyard anyway. Which I'll probably use first, I think. I'll probably use that first. Okay, so that's what he's going for. He wants his Justani Cordant back. It enters with 2/1/1 white soldier tokens with lifelink. And at the beginning of your end step, each player gains control of all creatures they own. Okay, so we need to make sure that we get rid of that before we play our what was our 4-cost creature that that allows us to take control of his creatures. We need to make sure we get rid of this first. Okay. In response, throw this out. Hostage Taker, that's the one. Thanks, Bucket. I have trouble with the card names sometimes. Rascal's Contempt comes out, so we can actually get rid of this. Realistically, we want that. That works really well. We can actually play all of this. We have enough. Get rid. Why? Why? Yeah, we don't. Right, get rid of that. Exile that. Good. That is good. We've seen both of our cries now. And we've seen double absorb. Oh dear. Hexproof. Can't cast it on creature spells. Pay 2, loses anything till the end of turn. Sure. Anybody can do that? Okay. Shall we just play Teferi, unhexproof this with its ability, throw it back to the deck? Non-hexproof, -3, get rid. Hopefully by the time that comes back out, we'll have more cards to deal with it. Or he just plays another one. Got to see what we get here. Put search for its counter down. I don't think we can save Teferi here. I don't think it's actually possible. Pay 4. He does untap 2 though. He untaps 2. So we can do this. We have 3 left up. This isn't impossible. We can get something. Oh man. That's gutting. That's 1 mana off. Yeah, there's nothing else we can do there, I'm afraid. So we have to lose this Teferi. How many Teferis have we seen? Just the one? Put these back. Just the one Teferi so far. That's fine. We're in a good, pretty decent position. Sure. Wait for second, Ferox and Kaya's Wrath, both of them exactly what I was thinking, mate. We get 2 more on the draw here. 2 more cards. Teferi takes the hit for us, but we've only seen 1. We are going to flip this search for Escanta on the next turn, which is very nice. We can afford to take this hit. He might, if he's clever, he might. We'll see what he does first. Okay, he's going to concede, fine. Mephar says, I think I've seen a similar deck on the Mythic Invitational stream. I didn't actually watch the last Mythic Invitational, so I'm not entirely sure what went on there. All I know is that I think the Invitational, there was a Grixis deck or something. I think a Complexity player might have played it, and it was everywhere one week, and I just salty rage quit out of the stream. It was really difficult to play against, but since that, I've not seen anything. I'm going to swap this because I'm not going to play any of those spells. Hello! Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I have Dr. Pepper, Cherry Vanilla. This is my, my vice. Right, let's go into another deck. Memphis says, I just remember the blue-white with a few cards, to be honest. It was a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, it was. It was a little while ago now, wasn't it? I need to go back and rewatch it, to be honest. Baka says, I fucking love Dr. Pepper. I do too, mate. This is the American one, the cherry vanilla one. With the fructose, corn syrup, and all the bad shit. It's great. Only one store in your city carries it. That's shocking. Memphis says, I don't quite understand the strategy behind it, except for keeping the board clear. Blue-white. It depends which blue-white deck you're talking about. There's 2 different ones. So there's blue-white-black, which is the one that I'm playing, called Esper Control. And there's Azorius Aggro, which is just white and blue. And it plays lots of small creatures. And just tries to protect them every so often. Esper Control rings a bell. So that's what we're playing at the moment. And the goal, I'll explain it to you now. I'll pull the deck up. So the goal is to use this card, Teferi, to what you want to do is when you play him, you want to keep +1ing him, draw a card, and untap 2 lands on your end step so that you can protect them with cards like Absorb, cards like Negate. Once you've got him to 8 or 9, 8 or above basically, you can use his -8 to get an emblem, and the emblem is permanent. It stays there, just triggers I think there's only ever been like a couple of cards printed that can actually get rid of emblems. I'm not even sure if they were standard legal. And whenever you draw a card, you exile a target permanent that opponent controls. So what you do is, because it doesn't say non-land permanent, it just says permanent, you get rid of everything they've got on board, and then you just get rid of their land base. Stops them from playing anything. And they keep drawing, and they keep having to discard because they can't play anything. You know, they can't really do anything. And then essentially after that, it's a race to the bottom of the deck. So in Magic, if you need to draw, if the game mechanics tell you to draw, and you are unable to draw, you lose the game. So they can do nothing unless they play the same deck or the same cards. You, however, can play Teferi, and when he comes in with -3, with 4 counters, so you can play his -3 on himself and put himself back into your deck. You then draw him, and you can play him again, -3, put him back into your deck. And essentially, you can just infinitely loop Teferi back into your deck so that you continuously draw him until they run out of cards and lose the game. And that's the idea, essentially. Memphos says, sounds like my kind of style. Love control decks. Was the same when I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Totally recommend Esper Control then, because it has these 3 colours have easily the best removal in Standard at the moment, in my opinion. Teferi is probably the most powerful Planeswalker in the game. And there are decks that counter it. There are things that, you know, sort of like scupper it a little bit. Especially Grixis Control is a bit more explosive from the start. Grixis Control is blue, red, black instead of replaces white with red. But outside of that, it's just a case of learning how to sequence your cards and learning how to use your removal effectively and protect Teferi. You have to learn the opposition's decks. You've got to figure out what's coming, and yeah, that's pretty much Control in a nutshell. It's a lot of learning. Baka says like 16 counter spells, that seems to work quite well. Yeah, that was ridiculous. Like I mean, I don't even know what to say about that, to be honest. It was just crazy, but it happens. Unfortunately, it's one of those things that does just happen. I know what we're missing from this. Get rid of Lyra. We're missing our 4th Absorb, because this can be really useful against Control. Yeah. So I have modified this slightly. Thanks for the explanation, that you are most welcome. I have modified this slightly. This isn't the meta list. I will show you the meta list now. The meta list is this one, where you play Moment of Craving, because in the early like bronze and silver ranks, there's lots and lots of aggro being played. So things like Moment of Craving are extremely good, and the 3rd cast down, extremely good for killing creatures. Once you hit mid to high gold, even just low gold actually, as soon as you hit gold, you see loads of Control decks, whether it's Reclamation or Esper or Grixis or whatever really. And the most board heavy deck is probably Sultai. And Sultai just is green, blue, black, and it just dumps loads of creatures onto the battlefield. I'm just wondering whether I think I take one Basilica Bellhaunt out. I'm actually going to put the other cast down in the sideboard. So that we've got a spare one in the sideboard. Just in case. Just in case. It's nice. I like having quite a good selection. in the sideboard so that you can pick and choose bits and pieces that you need. Especially with control as well. Like, you already have quite a lot of removal in your main board, so it's about just tailoring the sideboard to whatever needs to go in the main deck. It doesn't need to be like concrete 3 Basilica Bellhorns for this matchup or whatever. It's just a case of adding some extra bits to make sure you round out the deck. King Misaki. Okay. This is a decent start. We've got Hallowed Fountain, Isolated Chapel. Swamp's not great, but we'll take it. We can play our Thought Erasures. Thought Erasures are really strong, Memphis. There's our other blue source, that's good. They essentially let us rip something out of their hand, and then they... oh wow, okay, so he's going to go for a Duress, which essentially does the same thing, but it's only non-creature stuff. So he's playing Duress mainboard, which is very interesting. So he doesn't know we've got that third Thought Erasure out, which is quite interesting. I wonder what he'll play next. Vraska's Contempt, Burglar Rat, Raider's Wake. What is this deck? Whenever an opponent discards a card, that player loses 2 life. Beginning at the end of your step, you attack with a creature this turn. Target opponent discards a card. Oh, okay. Let's get rid of Vraska's Contempt. Island can go to the bin. I'm not particularly interested in that right now. I'm hoping that we'll pick up another land at some point soon. So he's going to go for his Burglar Rat. Discard a card. I'm going to go for the Swamp. Get rid of that. And then I'm going to go Thought Erasure. Going to go for another one. Try and dump something else out of his hand. Get rid of this Twilight Prophet. I think I have actually seen this deck before, you know. I think I have seen this deck before. Just don't draw, they'll never know. 20 turn clock, boys. We're going to throw Teferi out here. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I could see what was coming there. Just 2 lands and that was it. So easy peasy. Easy peasy. So what do we need here? We probably want to take out... Thief of Sanity just doesn't really work for us here, does it? I don't think. Kryla Carnarium does, Cast Down does. We'll put another Cast Down in. We need that removal for those creatures coming out that are going to make us discard cards, so we need to make sure that we've got all of our removal left up. We'll hold the 2 negates. We'll keep Kyrin. Got 2 more slots that we can go for. Maybe we do just keep Thief of Sanity in then. Just keep 2 Thief of Sanity in and see what he does. Or maybe Hostage Taker. Maybe Hostage Taker's a little bit better. I think that's probably better. Because no doubt he has access to black and white, so he will no doubt like just throw some stuff in. Baka says you seem to always win the first one real quick. Yeah, that always happens against Esper. Because if you haven't got your sideboard tech in against Esper, it's actually really hard to win. Mulligan. Sure, that'll do. Yeah, keep that on top. So we've got the 2 black sources at least. We've got the land on top, and we could just cry the Carnarium, anything that comes out. Here's a Duress. Probably Teferi. Maybe Cry of the Carnarium. Kaya? Oh, okay, okay. I see. He's got a plan. He's got a plan. I don't know what it is. He's just got another Duress. You might just have another Duress, which he knows he wants to get rid of. All this stuff. You might, if he gets rid of Kaya and Teferi, it kind of slows me down a little bit. I do have another one in hand though, so all good. What has he got? Would like some single target removal here. That would be much better. Can't play the Absorb just yet. Need another blue source. Another blue source would do really well off the top. Twilight, I knew that was coming. This thing is mental. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have City's Blessing, reveal top card of your library and put it into your hand. Each opponent loses X life and gains X life. And you gain X life where X is the card's converted mana cost. Okay. Fine. I'm going to let him go to attack phase and then just smash this with Mortify. I have a feeling this is going to be a very land-stuck game. Get rid. He will no doubt play something in his second main phase. Raider's Wake. Whenever an opponent discards a card, the player loses 2 life. Oh my goodness. So we just don't have to discard. I don't think we can. We can't not discard. Okay, get rid of Cry. We lose 2 life. Fine. So unless he has haste, we have at least one more turn before he attacks again. Backer says, quick question. If you draw one of the same card that you already have in hand, and the enemy plays a card to know what you have in hand, and you play one of them, does it automatically choose the one the enemy knows of, or do you have to make it pick the correct one? You have to make it pick the correct one. So the ones with the red eyes are the ones that he can see. The ones without the red eyes are the ones that he can't see. See, now they all have red eyes in my hand. So you can, because he's just duressed and he's had a look at everything, this will no doubt be like a Teferi or a counterspell to the bin. What did he get rid of there? Oh, he just dumped Chemist's Insight to the bin. That seems a bit odd, because I can just use that. Sure. I mean, yeah, okay. So, we're definitely discarding 10 or more permanents. 3, 6, 7, 8. So he needs 2 more permanents to get City's Blessing from Ascend. And we do have a counter spell up. There's his 9th permanent. Sure. I don't want to play this just in case this thing in hand gives him Ascend. I need to hold my Absorb up realistically, or get Teferi down. Yes. Get rid of that. Give me life. I don't know what that was, I didn't even read it. Look at the top 2 cards of your library, put 2 of them into your hand, put the other into your graveyard. Deals 2 damage to yourself. Sure. Thought Erasure will almost certainly go to the bin. love it. So he's got Ascend now, which is really bugging me because I just seem to be drawing into nothing. Let's play Chemist's Insight in response to that trigger. And discard Thought Erasure and see what we get. Oh, good God, this is shocking. Get rid of a Hallowed Fountain. He's going to hit us for 2. She's going to cause us to discard one, which is going to be Teferi. Oh my God. Teferi is going to... No, Teferi's not coming out. This is going to go first. Exile that. Gain 2 life. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Teferi's going to go to the bin regardless. Why does it say an opponent on Raider's Wake? Isn't there only one opponent always, or are there games with more than 2 players? There are games with more than 2 players. So you could be playing Commander, for example. Commander is usually played with tons of, well, basically, yeah, ton of people. Basically, big round table. You all fight against each other. You all play with a 100-card deck. I'm going to have to discard Teferi. This is a nightmare. So I have to get something to remove this now. Okay, so we need board wipe now. We need board wipe on this draw. Oh my goodness. Goodness me. Wow. Okay, so we didn't get that one. Let's go into the next one, see what we get. We've got plenty of board wipe out. Plenty of board wipe. We've got 5 board wipes. That's all I'm here for, man. That's all I'm here for is professional fumbles. I don't think I can put anything else in this deck that will make it better, apart from maybe Warrant Warden. And I wouldn't take anything out to put that in. So I think if I actually draw cards that aren't total shit, I might win. Or not that they're total shit, but actually like draw things at the right correct time. Let's play first. Let's take that. We got all 3 colours of mana. We've got Thought Erasure and a Mortify. We've also got the play, so we can get the Godless Shrine down first. Godless Shrine out first. I wonder if he gets a 3rd game in a row with Duress in his opening hand. He does not. Okay. Let's see what he's got. I want to see everything. Give it to me. Dark Bargain. Raider's Wake. Drill Bit. I have Enchantment Destruction for this, so I'm going to get rid of Drill Bit. I don't want him to discard any more of my cards. Yeah, keep Kaya there. She's win condition, so kind of need to play her. He also has... Oh, okay. well, duress off the top will do it. Bet he gets rid of Mortify. Ooh! Search for his Gunter. That's good. That's a good play. Because that is a really powerful card for me. Kaya comes out. She's got free reign now. Get rid of these. Got a land out tapped. We have got plenty of time to wait now. Here comes the bat. This will be the bat. Oh no, he's gone for Raider's Wake. Which I think I actually want to get rid of. Yeah, I actually do want to get rid of that. That's what I held the Mortify for, so it's gonna go. Ditch it. And it was also really... It won the game for him in the last game, so... Dump it in the bin. Pass the turn. We got Chemist's Insight we can hold up for the next turn. Sure, have another one. Can't wait for that to start working. Actual Chemist's Insight this time, rather than just saying I'll do it. Draw 2. Oof. That Thought Erasure comes at a nice time. Do I want to play this now? I think I do. I think I want to get this out there. Put the Spectre to the bin. Mortify on the top so we can get rid of Raider's Wake. In the next turn. Pass. Things are sequencing a little bit more nicely now. Burglar Rat comes out. I think we get rid of an island. Lose 2 life. Get rid of his Burglar Rat. And then we can +1 Kaya. Discard heavy deck seems fun to backer, apparently. So, yeah, I mean, sure. I think they're good. It's just they run out of steam pretty quick sometimes. You've really got to make sure you're chaining stuff together. He's got 7 cards in his exile now. And we have mana up for counter spells. Yay. Good stuff. What does he play? Oh, there's his 6 lands. Does he play his big Ethereal Absolution? Which we are defo going to get rid of. Actually, I'm not even sure it does anything. I think I should counter it, because I don't know what it's going to do, so I think I'm going to counter it. Oh, God. Play the right mana, Dave. Come on. Yeah. There we go. We'll have an island out. +1 Kaya. Get rid of this. Sure. Let's pass. We have a lot of control now. What does this do? Pay 5 and tap it, draw a card, activate this ability on your city's blessing. Pressing buttons is hard. It is. When you click on these, actually, it's kind of weird. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent discards a card. Okay. Sure. I guess I discard Chemist's Insight because, you know, who cares? It just goes to the bin. I can use it later. I want to use Mortify to get rid of it so they can exile it with Kaya. I'm trying to keep my life up as best I can here. Probably should have kept that isolated chapel in hand so I can use Chemist's Insight, but whatevs. It's all good. Ooh, okay. Damn. Yeah. Oh. Okay, I guess I'll just have it back then. My third Mortify comes out. Thanks, dude. Appreciate ya. Hopefully we don't see another one of those, because I'm screwed otherwise. Oh, yes. Please give me a board wipe. Board wipe would be super nice. That's not a board wipe. But we can see what we draw. Fine. Cast down helps, so what we can do is we can throw, we can keep this Glacial Fortress in hand for this later on. We can actually -1 Kaya to get rid of one of these tokens, and then use Cast Down to get rid of another, so that she will survive on, she'll take 1-2, she'll survive on 2. That's to his turn. And a hold Cast Down for combat phase. A bit of combat tricks, have him throw both of these into Kaya, that's the goal. She's 5 on 2, and then we can -1 her again and go down to 1, which is good. Little Cast Down out there. Get rid of 1. Takes 1, goes down to 2. Sure. Discards a card. That's fine. -1 her. Get rid of this token. Kaya has done absolute work. Baka says I have a Heroic Sea NIP open on my second monitor now. Heroic Sea NIP? What am I missing there? So we go to his turn and we throw up and throw out Chemist's Insight. Oh, versus NIP. Oh, right, so is this CSGO? Yeah, sweet. Oh, that paid off. Cast his insight into 2 lands, which he can't discard either of. He knows that he can play stuff now, but that's absolutely fine by me. Brilliant. There's our Kaya's Wrath for any creatures that come out. We can start building Kaya back up now. 2 more to exile. Does that take him to 12 or is that just a 10? That takes him to 12. That is good. We have food for Chemist's Insight now. Has he seen 3 Duresses there? 2? 2 Duresses. And a drill bit. Pretty nasty. Oh man, is Forrest still playing? Good player. Extremely consistent anyway, he always seemed to be. Twilight Prophet comes out. Sure. Stop her at the end of his turn. Time are we? 9 o'clock. Probably going to go off after this game, guys. This will be the last one. We're going to try and win this and get a few notches into gold too. He's done really well to survive this far. I thought I would have killed him with Kaya by now, but the Excellence Binding really helped him. I will take the 2 life. And we get Thought Erasure and Teferi. Okay. Sure. See what comes of this. Mortified to the bin. Keep the land on top. Twilight Prophet goes back into his deck. Delay that for a little bit. Get another land out, I think. Pretty close to just finishing him off with Kaya now. Just need to get a few more things into his graveyard, and then we can win. So he's just feeding his graveyard here, really. Put himself closer to death as well. Twilight Prophet comes out. That's all he's got. So we can play Kaya's Wrath. Get rid of it. See what we get from Teferi first. Absorb, nice. Kaya's Wrath. Black, black, white, white. Removed. Fire, I'll ditch both of these. We gain 2 life. Sure. Great. Looking pretty grim for him at the moment. Yeah, there we go. There's our second game. Sweet. Okay, so we made a little bit of headway into gold 2. A little bit. Already on 3 out of 16 needed exiles. Only needed a counter up on Kaya. Yeah, we did really well with Kaya there. She did absolute work for us. Just manipulated the board state enough to just like keep that state of I'm going to kill you eventually. There is a clock on this. GG, well played. Thanks, Baka, you too. Okay, guys, I think that's probably it for the night. GG, Memphis. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate seeing you guys in the chat. Like, I know you came out for the artifact stuff, Baka. It was good to see you as well, Memphis. So we will probably be playing another stream tomorrow, same time, 7 o'clock. And should we open the pack? Should we open the pack before I go while I'm talking? And then after that, I'm going to try and fit in a stream. It's my birthday at the weekend, so I'm going to try and fit in a stream or 2 over the weekend. But I might be out, so I'm not entirely sure. A rare wild card, nice. Whew. Pick any rare that we want. So we might be able to get Unmoored Ego into the sideboard. At least get a copy of that into the sideboard. I still not completely finished my land base. But I think Unmoored Ego needs to come into the sideboard for the next stream. Baka says this is all because of me. This is all you, Baka. You and Ross are going to have to fight over who's my good luck charm. Right, guys. Like I said, good to see you guys in here. And I will speak to you tomorrow in a bit.